Hey Treasure History, welcome to Unit 10, iLeap Review. We're going to review the highlights of everything you've learned this year, and the goal of our unit is to keep everything fresh on the top of your head so that we can meet our goal of 100% basic and above, and at least 50% mastery and advanced. The best thing that you can be thinking during a video in this unit is, oh yeah, I remember this. Go ahead and copy this question at the top of your notebook page. Am I a latitude and longitude expert? Every day of this unit, there will be 4 key points. We will write them in these 4 boxes, so pause your video and make your notebook page look like this. Here's key point number 1. Go ahead and copy this down, please. Latitude lines run sideways, and latitude lines are always labeled north and south. So if you see a coordinate with an N or an S, then it must be a line of latitude. Here's key point number 2. Go ahead and copy this down, please. Longitude lines run up and down. They are always labeled east and west. So anytime a coordinate has an E or a W, it is definitely a line of longitude. Pause if you need more time to copy key point 2. For key point 3, just draw a circle. You do not need to draw the continents, but draw a circle, draw the equator, draw the prime meridian, and then write your quadrants: northwest, southwest, northeast, and southeast. I want you to do that because that's the number one way to make sure that you don't make any mistakes with north, south, east, and west. Key point number 4, always trace your lines. That's the number one way to make sure that you don't make any silly mistakes when you're doing a latitude and longitude problem. Please pause if you need more time to copy your key points. Let's try a practice latitude question. You're going to start at the equator. I'll put my mouse here. You can put your finger there gently. If this was paper, though, you would need to put your pencil. So start at the equator first, always, and then you can move north or south from there. So starting from the equator, moving north or south, which picture is located at 30 degrees north latitude? All right, let's try a longitude one. Start at the prime meridian. Remember, if this was paper, you'd put your pencil there. Move east or west from the prime meridian. Which picture is located on 40 degrees east longitude? Good. Now, if this was on paper, again, you would draw your compass rose and label your quadrants, so it should be easy to know that this side is the east. Let's jump into some practice questions like what you might see on the iLeap. You're going to answer these questions using the map and the marker on your desk. Make sure that your marker stays far away from your computer. Question number 1. The prime meridian passes through which of these continents? A, Asia, B, North America, C, Europe, or D, South America. Pause and solve this problem. All right, if you're hearing this, you should be done with number 1. Let's check your answer. The answer is C, Europe, because this green line is on the prime meridian and it's pointing to Europe. Europe falls along the prime meridian. What other 2 continents do you see that also fall along the prime meridian? All right, number 2. 115 degrees west, 24 degrees east, and 30 degrees east are all A, locations based on longitude, B, locations based on latitude, C, longitude and latitude, or D, locations that fall along the prime meridian. Please pause and figure out this question. All right, now you should be done. Let's check your answer. The answer is A, locations based on longitude. The reason is these lines are labeled west, east, and east. And we know that east and west are the labels for longitude lines only. Number 3, which one is written incorrectly? A, 32 degrees north latitude, B, 44 degrees east longitude, C, 81 degrees south longitude, or D, 29 degrees south latitude? Pause and figure this out. All right, if you're hearing this, that means that you should be done. Let's check your answer. The answer is C, 81 degrees south longitude. The reason that that's the answer is because south never goes with longitude. Remember, north and south are labels for latitude lines. At this point, if you're confused about that and you don't understand, then please silently raise up your hand. Let's move on to number 4. You're going to use your map and your marker for this. A ship is at 20 degrees north latitude. So start at the equator with your marker, move up north 20 degrees, and trace that line. And 160 degrees west longitude. So again, start on the Prime Meridian with your marker, move west to 160 degrees, and trace that line. Where they cross is the ship's location. Which best describes the ship location? A, in the Atlantic Ocean, B, in the Pacific Ocean, C, off the west coast of Australia, or D, in the Arctic Ocean? Pause and figure this out. All right, let's check your answer. The answer is B, in the Pacific Ocean. If you traced your lines, then you knew that the place that this crossed was here east of North America, which is the Pacific Ocean. Number 5, which line passes through the center of North America? The biggest thing you can do here is trace all of the lines. So trace each answer choice and see which one goes through North America's center. A, 140 degrees east longitude, B, 100 degrees north longitude, C, 40 degrees north latitude, or D, 20 degrees north latitude. Pause and finish. The answer is C, 40 degrees north latitude. Number 6, which one of the following is true? You have to test out each answer choice to see which one is actually real. A, the Arctic Ocean is south of Europe. B, the Pacific Ocean touches the east coast of North America. C, the Indian Ocean touches the west coast of Africa. Or D, the Atlantic Ocean touches the west coast of Africa. So please pause your video and test out each answer choice to see which one is right. If you're hearing this, that means that you figured out this question. Let's check your answer. The answer is D, the Atlantic Ocean touches the west coast of Africa. This is the west coast of Africa. It's easy to know that if you drew your compass rose. This is on the western side of Africa, and this ocean is the Atlantic Ocean. Good job. Let's go on to the next one. Number 7, which continent falls entirely between 20 degrees west longitude and 100 degrees west longitude? For this, you really need to trace your lines. Is that A, South America, B, Asia, C, Australia, or D, Africa? Pause and figure it out. All right, let's check your answer. A, South America. Good, because I traced my lines and I see that South America is the only continent that falls all the way between them. Last question. Number 8, the western coast of Australia is near A, 60 degrees south latitude, B, 100 degrees east longitude, C, 80 degrees west longitude, or D, 40 degrees west longitude. All right, if you're hearing this, you should be done. Let's check your answer. So I'm starting by finding the western coast of Australia because that's what the question asked me about. This is the western coast of Australia. These are the 2 answer choices that I know for sure are wrong because they're talking about lines of longitude that are way over here in the other hemisphere. This answer choice was a 60 degrees south latitude, and that one doesn't really pass by the west coast of Australia. The correct answer choice was B, because 120 degrees east longitude does touch the western coast of Australia. Raise up a silent hand if you need help with this one, or if there are any other ones that still made you stuck after I explained. At this point, you may work on your review packet silently until it's time for guided practice. Remember that the more correct answers that you finish in class on your review packet, the less homework that you have tonight. So work hard and work silently. Go ahead and X out, close up, and get your packet.